You were talking about this tow truck thing. I turned the audio off. I'm gonna let you. Explain what's going on here. I'll start the video.
So apparently this guy's he's filming. I wish he did a better job, but it's a bunch of tow truck drivers. I think there's 3, maybe 4 of them. They don't look like tow trucks because they're trucks and they have the gear on the back of them so they can take cars. And we had done a show on this a few months ago, Mark, or 6 months ago. And I guess this is a big problem. They're called chasers, and they go out to these accident scenes and they try to talk people into letting them tow their cars. And it could cost you thousands and thousands of dollars to get your car out of these tows. And I know that, Mark, we did, like I said, we showed a story. You did some interviews on that stuff, and it's a big problem. But look at this guy. These guys were going at it so bad. They started ramming into each other, flipping each other over.
Are they competing for the same vehicle, maybe?
Yeah, that's apparently the story I read. That's what it all started.
That one flipped over. I just saw that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it all started. They were all competing for the same car that was in an accident, and they're getting territorial. It's kind of like they're running into each other is like, like a dog peeing on a tree, I guess. This is watch this guy. He goes, just.
Are you saying that if one of us pees on a tree, all of us have to do it?
That's it. Okay. Watch, he just rams this guy, and it was allegedly too. These guys were armed. But what happened was I saw this, and so I started Googling and checking it out, and I found so many stories on this, Mark. I thought that when we did that story a while back, I thought they were trying to put a stop to this.
Okay, well, they actually did. So where was this? This is Chicago. So
Chicago.
But I was at a meeting, an auto theft meeting last month. I did that story originally, and it's on my YouTube channel. You can find it there. If you go, there's a story on there where I talk about the tow truck scams, and I think it's right here.
Right. Yeah. And these tow trucks, it's a big problem.
Yeah, what's free, right? There's a whole video here where who does that, right?
The actual. It was a nightmare. That's when the nightmare started.
Nigel says,
watch the live stream, you can see it, where I review this story about these scammer tow trucks that show up to your accident scene and try to take your car. Again, this is going on in the Valley in LA. But this was a story that came out like 6 months ago, and then the Highway Patrol, working with the DA's office and city attorney's office and the sheriff and the LAPD, finally did a crackdown, and they rescued something like 180 vehicles from one tow operation. And they're actually figuring out ways to go after these guys now that are going out. But this story here, it's on the web. It's on the Stolen 911 live stream right now, and you can see it.
I think the important thing is to tell people, explain to them, Mark, what you in the show you told. Explain to how do you spot these guys when they show up? You get in an accident, some guy shows up, and how does he know? He tells you he got a call from the insurance company or something, right?
Yeah.
How is it? Walk them through. Here,
so what happens is that you're going to, I talk about in the story, you show up, you get an accident, and there's going to be let's say you're in the Valley someplace, and you get an accident, and you are there, and you're with the other car, and you're on your phone. Well, some guy's going to walk up to you and say, "Hey, man, I saw everything. I'm a witness. Give me your phone number because you need my information." And you're going to think, "Great, a witness." And this guy's going to say that I'm not at fault. Perfect. So you give the guy your phone number. Well, that guy is actually a spotter for these shady tow services, and he's going to take your phone number and now send it to his buddy with the tow truck or the dispatcher of that tow truck, and then they're going to call you, and that guy has told them, oh, he's driving a Tesla or he's driving a Toyota or he's driving or whatever, and they're going to call you, like if you have a GM car or something like that, and they're going to say, hey, this is so and so from OnStar. We just got alerted that your car got in an accident. And we're sending out a tow truck for you right now. and you're thinking, or let's say your insurance, this is your insurance company, and we got an alert, and we're sending a tow truck up here right now. Well, you're thinking, great. So that truck shows up, and you think it's all legit because your connected car has contacted, some service center that's on your side, and it's all BS. And then you give your car to this guy, and now your car disappears for 4 or 5 days. They hold on to the car, and then eventually they reach out to you or your insurance company or your bank and say, hey, we got your car, and what they're doing,
storage fees can be like hundreds of dollars a day.
Thousands.
Right? Thousands of dollars. So the point of the story is, don't take a step back. Don't any tow trucks just show up on the scene out of nowhere and you didn't call them. I wouldn't trust them. All right.
No.
Take a step back. Be careful. These guys are salesmen. And the cop goes into it. The lieutenant here goes into about how, if you watch the story, of how these guys are really good at selling people, on the user service.
I mean, not only were we were all cops and we know how it works. A lot of times you ask them, hey, do you want me to call you a tow truck? And sometimes they go, well, I have AAA. I want to tow it to the shop. And you go, well, you want me to? I can have dispatch call or whatever. But shit, like you said, some random dude shows up, especially driving a pickup truck with a tow rig hanging off the back, and says, hey, I'm here to save the day. I don't think so.
And you can just say, well, can't the cops, if I know where my car's at because I got an air tag in it or it's got GPS and it's in the back of that yard, can I just make the cops go get it? Because these guys stole my truck. No, they didn't steal your truck. You gave the guy permission to take your truck, your car. So, and what's a lazy cop's best line? Oh, this is a civil matter, right?
It's a civil matter.
Whatever, but in some cases this actually kind of is, so you have to, the cops aren't going to go there without
it was
cause.
It was theft under false pretenses. It was,
but it takes time to investigate that, right? Yeah. And last thing patrol's going to do is start being your recovery service. Right. Is it stolen? No, all the DAs out there are going to tell you it's not stolen because the person gave them permission. They're just being duped. They're being misled, and that's a different crime. So they are crafting the laws now in Southern California, especially to be more addresses these issues.
I mean, because technically you are being misled. So I don't know how you would, they're taking your car under false pretense that you think that your insurance company is going to pick this up, pick up the tab, and they know that they're not.
Yeah, we used to at San Jose PD. We had I think 1 or 2 officers who were just assigned to police the tow truck business.
Right, and those are going to be your commercial officers, right? San Jose used to have those commercial trucks, and they went through the same training as the highway patrol guys would train them.
No, in the permits units, they had 2. I think 1 or 2 guys that were just assigned to police the tow units.
Towing. A lot of times it's going to be your. I remember San Jose. You had a commercial vehicle truck. They had a truck and that guy. Yeah, so those guys are the ones that regulate all these tow services. School buses, trucking companies, stuff like that. These guys are really specialized in how these things. So you can go. Those type of officers can go after these trucks. I talk about in the story. Those type of officers can go after these trucks for regulatory issues, like the normal patrol guy. Even a basic highway patrol officer is not going to understand all that stuff. You really need to specialize, right? So these guys go after that. And one of the officers leading the charge down there is a CHP commercial officer who's working with the DA and working with the city attorney. And that's how that whole big takedown went down last month. I'll do a story on that next week. We'll bring up that story. We talk about it, but they're starting to kick in on this. And they need to go after these, just like Paul Joseph said, dealing with the mayor dealing with these smoke shops. You got to go after these businesses and take away their business permits. You got to go after when it hurts. You got to take them out of business if they're going to keep doing this type of stuff. And going after these have these other regulatory bodies go after these companies and stuff.
Yeah, we did a story on one of our previous podcasts of a police department of the East Coast that they wound up putting the guy in prison who was doing that.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah,
that's right.